So while I'm sitting here waiting for my Starbucks order, I thought I would do a little video on how 2023 went and how we're going into 2024. So I think in the beginning of 2023, I was working at a fast food restaurant that I worked at before and had quit because of some conflicts with school, plus also managers. Sorry, my Starbucks thing came through and trying to do that, but so I worked for them for a little bit, and I actually got fired from that job, I think about a month and a half before I went to Greece. And so I ended up going to another restaurant that had recently opened up in my town and started working for them. Just to put it in perspective, I had already told them, before I even got hired, I was like, hey, I'm going to be gone from this date to this date. And, I'm not going to be in the country, so you need to figure something out. And they were like, okay, that's fine. So they trained me, and I worked there for about a month, I want to say, before I went to Greece. Fast forward to Greece. Here's doing weird things. It was really good. I really enjoyed being able to be an assistant instead of just being a student. And I really liked that part of the job. I think I didn't feel like as much as a part of the family because everybody had already big friend groups in this group that came. And so I wasn't a part of any of them. And I felt really left out. So flash forward to me also getting hurt in Greece, which was, every single time I go to Greece, it seems I'm going to get sick in some way or I'm going to hurt myself, and another story for another day. So I get back from Greece and I go back to the job I had been working, and I think I worked maybe a month and a half, something like that, before I got fired. And during this time, people kept saying, well, you're the one that's getting fired. They're not, there's something about you that keeps getting fired. And to me, I was like, I don't see it, I don't understand, because everything they had asked me to do, I had done it, and I was trying to be good and, take the criticism and just, throw it over my shoulder and do what they asked. So I had no job lined up. I had no idea what I was going to do. My mom was financially supporting me at that point because I still had to pay bills, and she didn't want me to get behind on my bills and, lose stuff like my car that I need to drive. So she paid my bills for, I think, 2 months, and I felt crappy about doing it the entire time. And I'm just going to say this, my mom is an angel, because I know some moms, and I'm very grateful to have her as my mother, because some mothers wouldn't do that. They would let your car be repoed. They would let your, bills go out. They would let you struggle. And I'm so grateful for my mom that she doesn't do that. But then I had an interview. I had someone told me about a job, and I was like, all right, let's try this. So I did an interview, but first I had an open house, which was just me, because I actually had plans on the time the open house was going to be. So he allowed me to have a one-on-one with him and the person who is now my captain. And so, yeah, that's pretty much what happened there. And then they called me in for an interview the next week, and I went in and I did my interview, and I was actually interviewed by the major, and I met the captain again. And they interviewed me. And it was such a long interview process, because you had an assessment and you had a listening and you had all these little different things that you had to do. And I'm not great at those, so I thought I was going to fail. They said that they would call back either Thursday or Friday the next week. And I got a phone call, I believe Thursday. And he offered me the job, and I was so excited. And then I started, and it was 2 weeks of training. So 1 week in the classroom, learning just the basics. And then another week in the backup center, learning how to take fake calls, basically. And then I was put into a room. That is a whole nother story, and I'm not sure I'm allowed to say it, so I'm not going to say it. But there's just the whole thing that went on with my training. And at one point, I really did think about quitting, because I felt like I wasn't doing a good job. And my boss kept telling me, no, you're doing a great job. You are doing a good job, and these are mistakes that are going to happen. And so I ended up getting switched from the shift I was training on to the shift that I currently work on now. And I think she had me for maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. I can't exactly remember, but mid-December, I was cleared to call take, and now I take calls by myself without a CTO. And I don't really know what CTO stands for, but I think it's a Certified Training Officer, if I probably say that wrong. But I really do like my job. I love helping people in my community. I love being able to send help where it's needed. And I love being able to talk to some people about problems. And I shouldn't say love it, but I love helping them get through things that I know are really hard. And I guess I can say this, I'm a 911 telecommunicator, so I answer phones, and soon I will be dispatching, hopefully, but we have a new trainee right now, so that's going to take some time. Also, I'm pretty sure these people behind me are judging me. I really don't care, though. So that brings us to the health portion. So this year was definitely a health extravaganza, just like any other year, really. So this year, I went to the doctor, and I knew something was wrong. I've always known something's wrong with my body. So I was really much like, oh my God, there's something wrong with my body. Let's go to our doctor. So I went to the doctor, and she's like, yes, you have IBS. So she gave me a pill that I take 3 times a day to help, and it really does help. I'm supposed to drink a lot of water, not a lot of like sugary, caffeinated, carbonated drinks. So we're cutting back on the Coke Zero. I'm finishing my last Coke Zero, and then we're going to go to coffee. So that wasn't the only thing. We also found out that I am allergic to milk. We thought it was just like a lactose intolerance. Like, honestly, that's what we thought it was. And but I had a coffee one day, and I totally forgot to ask for oat milk because I know it always makes my stomach upset. And I didn't, and long story short, I broke out like all up here in hives, and my throat was closing, and it was itchy, and I was having chest pain, hard time breathing, and I was like, oh my God. So I told my mom told my doctor, actually, and my doctor's like, we're getting you an EpiPen. So now I also have an EpiPen, and yeah. So that's pretty much 2023 going into 2024. We're manifesting like a good 2024. I ate the grapes under the table. In that minute, darlings, I did. Let me tell you right now, not for the faint of heart. You have to be able to eat fast, because my mom didn't. My mom was like, how did you do that? I was like, I just stuffed them in my mouth. But currently right now, I'm going to get my Starbucks birthday coffee. Thank goodness, because we need it. And then I'm going out to dinner with my mother and sister at Texas Roadhouse. And no, my father's not coming because my father has to work. He's working 2 to 11 today. And so he's not able to come, but we went to the new Oyster Bar downtown in my hometown, and it was really good. I loved it. Me and my dad split their like big thing, and it was really good. And so we did something for him, and we're doing something for me. My bathroom is almost done, thank Jesus, because oh my God, I am so ready for that thing to be done, because I am tired of it, like, just, you know, but I can't shower in there right now, so I had to shower in my parents' bathroom, and I don't want to do that either. But I'm gonna go get my things, and yeah, so that was 2023. We're hoping 2024 is a lot better. I'm kind of sad I'm not going back to Greece, but I'm also really excited for these new challenges in my life, the new experiences that I'm going to have, and I'm just hoping that this year is like 100% better than last year. So yeah. Little side note, I posted a TikTok before this one about a cat. We've had him for a long time, and we don't really know what happened. He just started having seizures, and I want to say within a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks, he deteriorated to the point where my father was holding him and he passed away in his arms. And I think it hit me hard because I just saw my dad cry, and my dad does not cry ever. So seeing him cry, I knew immediately what was wrong, and it broke my heart because I didn't get to say goodbye. And you know, to me, losing any part of your family is terrible. So, but again, we're manifesting good vibes for 2024, and I'm gonna go get my coffee now because I really want this coffee. I need coffee. I haven't slept. I've been having a hard time sleeping. I don't know if that's because of the job or just my, overactive mind. But either one, we're going to go get this coffee, and we are going to enjoy it. And I will do a TikTok again. I don't know when. Don't really plan these. They just happen. Like this one, I had literally had other plans for it, like me putting my makeup on and everything, and I had it, and then it just like, I don't know what happened. So, this is the video again said. Thanks guys for watching, and yeah, it's my little life. Hope you enjoyed it.